clearer. So there we go. So you don't want to trade before 9:45, okay? And the system will tell you that. So now from here, when we start looking at the actual trade, what you want to focus on is a few different things, okay? So first, we want to wait for a break. Has price broken the zone with a body? Be honest with yourself. Has price broken with the body? Well, to me, it has here, right? This to me would be a body break, okay? That's the first thing. Now, the second thing is, and notice how if you haven't, it will say, wait, do not look to trade. Sit until a body closes through the zone. This is where the body closed through the zone at 9:47 Eastern, okay? Yes. Now the system will force you to tag a key level. So we must be tagged into a key level. If you try and use the Bolt breakout blueprint outside of a valid key level, it's not going to work, right? So we're using the same key levels from the previous part of the session. So we want to pick a key level. So which key level is this? This is now 74.28 to 74.23. So 74.28 to 23. So this is the key level here, this one, okay? So now we want to move on to the break line price. So the break line is one of my favorite parts of the system. So what we can see here, if I get rid of that, is what we can see here is price has broken above the zone with this candle here. So the break line, very simply, is the highest point of this candle, this one here. Okay, this is the highest point of the candle. So in other words, the way that a break and retest works is you want to see a break, you want to see a retest, you want to study the retest and then go long when price pulls the trigger, when price gets above this break line here. And this is what the application forces you to do. So the break line price for here is 74.29. No, 74.30. Right, so let's just write this down. 74.30. That is the break line price. Okay. Now, direction of break, are we bullish or bearish? Well, we're bullish, aren't we? We're break above. Yeah. Now from here, what is now this is what's interesting. Now the break line price, sorry, I should have put this here. So 74.30. And what you want to try and do is your entry price, where you actually pull the trigger on the trade, so your long position, let's say this is the break line price, you want to get your entry to be as close as you can to the actual break line. So you don't want it here, for example, right? So if this is 74.30, right, you want to get your entry to be as close as you can to the break line. So your entry price should not be more than 2 points away. So 74.32 is fine. 33 is too long, 35, 36. You only want it to be within 2 points. So 74.32 is what the system allows, right? So if you're trying to enter at 33, 35, 37, 39, it will not let you. The system is prompting you to enter accurately based on the breakout model. Okay. Awesome. So now we move on to O, which is the optimal retest. And so this is where I often mess up sometimes. And I've put this app in place so that I don't mess up and so that the rules become systematic. So what does this mean now? So optimal retest means, do you see at least 2 candles coming back in the zone? Okay. So once we've had the break, how many candles do we see coming back into the zone? So I see 1, I see 2, and then we shoot off here. So this is my execution here. This here was my execution right there. Okay, 74.30. In fact, I think I posted my execution. 74.34. So I was a little bit late myself, right? So 74.33, 34. Had my stops below here, and I targeted just at the top of this, just halfway through the zone over here. So it was about a 1-to-1. So not the biggest risk to reward because we're trading from level to level. So from an execution perspective, do you see 2 candles coming back into the zone? Now, at least 50% depth re-entered. So what this means is when you see price breaking above your zone, so this was also a break here I used, this was the break, here was a retest, so break, retest, and then go long, okay? So how I did this was simply like this. Do you see at least 50% depth being re-entered? Okay. So if you look at this level, the way it was mitigated, the entire level was mitigated here. So it's obviously more than 50%. Okay. So just to correct that from myself, my break line was actually here. So my break line from the previous section was 74.31. Right, 74.31. That was the price of my break line, and so my entry at 34, as you can see, was a little bit off. It was 3 points from the break line. It should have been a bit less. Hopefully you can see. It should have been a bit less, right? So the system is forcing you to get clear on the rules.